I was asked in the comments how I actually get this power steering pump off a 300 TDI. Somebody wants to change one. Well, I don't really want to take all this engine apart just to show you it, because it is a customer's car and it isn't one of mine, but I've just thought I might be able to describe to you how to do it. Alright, it's not too tricky, but you need to take this top hose off, or move it out of the way at least, undo the hose clips and just pull the pipe off, move it up. The next thing, you've got to get the fan off. That's a 32mm spanner. Knock it off, left hand thread, get the fan off, take the screw off here, the nut, take the nut off there, and get that fan and everything out of the way. Can you do it in situ? Yes, you can, but it's a bugger of a job if those bolts are tight. Alright, so then once that's out of the way, it's quite easy. Don't take your belt off yet. Alright, you see those 3 screws down there, those 3 10mm headed bolts? Take those off. Doesn't matter what order, but they're only short, but they may be tight because you don't know who's put them in before. Now here's a little hot tip coming up. Whenever you have these shouldered nuts or bolts, always use a single hexagon socket. Never use these. You'll end up rounding them off, because they're sometimes put in the factory with an air gun and torqued up, and trying to get them off is a bugger. And what you'll end up doing if you use one of these, you'll strip the corners and then you have a hell of a job trying to get it off. So those, verboten, use those, and then there'll be a nice snug fit, if you see what I mean. Now, sometimes these can be a little bugger to get off, to hold the pulley. Now this happens to me quite a lot, but I'll show you a little technique that I use. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. This is just an example I'll show you here. This isn't a particularly good pulley, but to get the bolts off, you can use one of these rubber straps. I haven't had much success with them, but if you have an impact gun, you might be able to just hold it enough to stop it spinning while you're spinning them off. You can use an impact gun with a single hex, usually works, but if you still can't get it off and it's proven to be the mother of all pulleys, you can use a last resort, and that's using a pair of Stiltsons, a small pair. I think this is a jeweller's pair. I think they call them monkey wrenches over here for some reason. Maybe monkeys make them. And lock up the pulley like that, look. Lock it up, and that will not move. Alright? Just slip it over the edge. And the thing is, these are thin enough to get into all sorts of places. Like that, look, you see? That'll lock that pulley up. Now, downside of this idea, it can put gouges into your V's here. So get a file and dress them all up. It doesn't matter if they're a little bit low. As long as they're not burred over or anything like that, you'll get away with it. But it's better than struggling on. Now, what else? So, once you've got your pulley bolts cracked off, you need to take the belt off here. That's just a 15mm key, and pull the tensioner back, slide the belt off, let the tensioner go back down again, and then it's time to take the pump off. The first thing you do when you take the pump off, you need a 5/8 AF spanner. Don't get a metric one because it's no good. 5/8, nice broad spanner if possible, not a thin little, you know, like stamped off spanner like those old bicycle ones. You want a nice broad spanner. And take off that pipe. Then get the hose clip off here. Now that hose clip, some people have the hose clip coming out the real bad side at the back, so you've got to be careful how you get it off. Well, not careful how you get it off, but sometimes it can be a bit tricky. But fortunately, most hose clips now, like this here, they've got a hex head on them, as well as a screwdriver slot. That's brilliant. So you can put, I don't know what these are, 6 or 7. See, these are 2 different ones. But you can find a socket and then ratchet them off, and then they'll come off. Then 4 bolts, take your pump off, and then once it's in the vise, undo these 3 bolts here, and then you can change your pump. No point taking these 3 bolts off and thinking you can drop it down, because it won't work. You need to take this plate off. Alright, so I hope that helps. And like they say in the Haynes manual, oh, well, they didn't need that. Like they say in the Haynes manual, putting it back on is the reverse of taking it off. Top your oil up for your power steering. Crank your engine once you've got all your belts on, and then just keep your eye on it and top it up, because you've got to bleed the pump out. It will self-bleed, and you don't have to worry about your steering box. It'll self-bleed, don't worry about that. And also when you put your coolant hose back on the top, don't forget to top up your coolant. It's a good time to check your belt at the top, you know, your belt here, for any wears, cuts, splits and things like that. Put a new one on at the same time, usually pretty cheap. But after that, that's really it, you know. Now, I was just going to say, I was just looking down at that oil pump there, just before I go, that one has got a hex key inside. This one hasn't. So that means you could put a hexagonal Allen key inside there to lock up your pump. Well, that would be really, really good. But, well, this one hasn't. Tough. Right, go and get your hands dirty and get that pump changed. I hope you like that. That'll make your Land Rover better, and it's a cheap job that you can actually do yourself. You just need a few basic tools. Alright? But remember the golden rule. Always use single hex sockets or spanners if you can get them. Now there's not a lot of spanners kicking about with single hexes, but you know, hey ho. Right, see you later. Bye.